Food Court.
The movie podcast and Twitch stream where Sean
and John
and Tiny Dick Jason Bateman
watch shit, talk shit, and most importantly, eat shit. We are the law. We have special guest Tiny Dick Jason Bateman, also known as Chance Willie. Welcome to the show, Chance. How are you, sir?
I'm so great. It's so good. I'm a big fan, so this is a big moment.
With Chance's name being Chance Willie, it like makes him an unofficial ombudsman of dick jokes. Like, you've heard them all.
Oh,
you know
shit.
when they're good, you know when
that.
they're bad, and by Jove, Tiny Dick Jason Bateman is good.
You get a lot. You get a goofy ass name, you're just like, yeah, this is what it's gonna be. My whole life is kind of gonna be a joke. So
you gotta lean into it. You gotta roll with it.
Burr is not that exciting. It's hard to make fun of Burr. What did people say about your name?
I think it sounds senatorial, you know?
The only thing I have was like no one would ever call me like John. It would always be like John Burr. I guess 'cause it's short enough. They just be
John
like
Burr.
John Burr. Yeah.
John Burr.
I never got just John. Now, a little known fact about Sean. Sean, as a child and until getting out of college, was known as the singular and the one and only the Wolf.
Not as a child. You're making that part up.
But
I was known as
the wolf part is real though.
like QAnon, I put a shred of truth in there.
You did put a shred. In college, people called me the Wolf, but mostly because I was unshaven. That was about it. I think that was. I guess they just didn't know me, and I looked vaguely young, but also with a sort of a beard. So they said you look like Michael J. Fox, but I don't think I ever looked like Michael J. Fox.
You don't look like Michael J. Fox.
No,
Like
they're fucking
wolf,
stupid.
man.
If you're listening, my former friends from college, no longer my friends, you're wrong. You
Maybe
were fucking
was
wrong.
It like a
I don't look
Columbine
like
thing?
it.
You were like a lone wolf, like a scary.
I don't think so. I mean, I think of myself as like one of the least scary people who's ever existed.
Did
but...
you? Hell no, you're very frightening. Did you
Really?
ever? Yes, like you have like a Todd Solondz serial killer vibe. Like I know that doesn't exist, but like it's out there. Did you guys ever try to give yourself a nickname at any point?
No.
Never?
Oh no, that sounds painful.
Oh, I thought I was a rapper in college.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
So I had like a SoundCloud alias.
Oh hell yeah! Spill the beans.
Yeah. I went by Ethan Chrome. Like, the book Ethan Frome? It was like a book.
Yeah. No, I got it. That's really good.
I like it.
Yeah. It's out there
That pisses
somewhere
off
on
every
SoundCloud.
demographic there is.
Yeah, it's just me being like, I'm on Adderall and alcohol, and I'm at. It's like the worst. This is the worst shit ever.
I tried to get the nickname Big Gulp off the ground in college.
Big Gulp.
Big Gulp. Didn't work.
I will
That implies
gladly call you Big Gulp.
like a little gulp, you know?
You're right. That might have been the problem. I needed like a little Marlon Brando sidekick guy.
I'll be Lil Gulp.
Lil Gulp, yeah.
Lil Gulp.
But I don't know. Something about Big Gulp.
That's good.
That could have been. I had a rap name as well, but it was not as cool. It wasn't like a portmanteau or like any kind of witticism. I was just Wilford Brimley. I was just MC Wilford Brimley. I only had one line in one song. Yeah, that's right. Rest in power. I only had one line in a song. It was called "I'm Wilford Brimley. I have diabetes." I said Wilford Brimley. I said diabetes, and that was it.
It's good.
This motherfucker's sitting right now.
That's really good.
I mean, in a way,
I like
rhymed.
it.
In a way, it rhymed.
That's a great rap, Big Gulp.
Way to have thought you were a rapper.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
It's like it's it could only have been like troll. Ironically, I was very serious about it, which is incredibly cringy. I was like, "There's a future in this."
Well, I mean, I'm always like, anytime someone shows me a famous white person now, and they're like, not like fucking a Trump daughter or about to fuck a Trump daughter, they are invariably a rapper, just a small white man who is a rapper. And I was like, well, I'll be goddamned. He's hanging out with Lou Williams at a strip club.
Exactly.
That does seem
Lou
cool.
Williams. He was in that Drake song, and then I feel like that guy rocketed him to like rap entourage status. You know?
Ooh, I want to do that.
Well, Chance, this is one of the this is like a moment of truth for me, and like a moment that since we started the podcast that I have honestly been avoiding, but because I'm the person
I'd
who
heard
runs,
that from Seth.
because the person who runs the actual stream, I couldn't avoid it. But Chance has picked a Pixar film. And I have mostly hidden by just not being on any podcast where we do a Pixar film. I can't stand Pixar movies.
So I don't think we've done a Pixar movie.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel like you probably have at some point.
Maybe.
But I can't stand Pixar movies. But it's one of those. You ever have those opinions that you're like embarrassed by? That's like mine. Mine is like, I don't like Pixar movies. I don't like Bob Dylan. I don't really like Stevie Wonder. I'm sorry. I know I'm wrong on all three, but that's it.
Wow. Hollow Earth. Earth is flat. I think the Earth is hollow and flat. Yes. It's like a pita shell.
And it's all the same. Yeah. Like you know, higher ground. You know, up. You know, knocking on heaven's door, or like his Christian albums. Great. I love all that stuff. But most of the stuff is like really bad. I don't want to talk about it. Don't want to see it. Don't want to give it all the praise it deserves.
That's the only Bob Dylan I like is like the Slow Train Coming.
Yeah.
Like that old man Christian shit.
Yes, that shit's hilarious.
Yeah. When you find God from like working with your hands and shit.
Dude,
I like that.
My dad never recovered from those albums.
Oh yeah, he's still on it.
That's what got him. He's
still on that Slow Train tip.
Now he's got the red MAGA hat. And he's all in, and it all started with those Bob Dylan albums.
No shit. That's the
Bob Dylan turned him MAGA?
Basically slowly. Well, that and YouTube.
Wow.
But
yeah,
Chance,
YouTube does it.
Here on the show, it is Food Court, so we're going to put you on the stand and make you give a brief summary of Ratatouille, if you would.
Ratatouille.
Okay. Ratatouille is a movie about an animated rat voiced by Patton Oswalt. And he so the rat like wants to be a cook, and then he finds his through following his individualistic creative passion, he is heightened from the depths of Marxism with his communist rat family, and he is skyrocketed to success in the kitchen. He becomes a cook, but he has to hide under a young cook's hat and make him do all the stuff, make him cook all the meals, and then basically the cook takes all the rat's fame, and then at the end of the movie, we appreciate the rat in his journey to becoming a master chef or whatever. I don't know. That's a horrible synopsis. I'll get my
spoiler alert.
Yeah.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
This is great. No one's ever done a good plot summary, so it's hard to summarize the plot of any movie, but I think you're doing a great job personally.
I feel like Jamie Bradley's like slithering hypersexual summary of Dead Ringers was pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Oh, really? You guys did Dead Ringers?
Yeah.
It was dirty. It was a naughty episode.
Definitely, no one will ever touch Carter Glasscock trying to conceal that he was reading the Wikipedia summary. Changing every third word like an 8th grade essay.
Yeah, I feel so stupid for trying to give like a real summary of the movie. Like, it's about a rat. It's a Pixar movie about a rat who, it's a heartwarming tale about if you follow your dream, then like,
all right, I'll go ahead and open myself up to you guys' rebuttals. It's basically, you know, like a 30-minute fucking episode of SpongeBob that is somehow fucking an hour and 45 minutes long and costs like $80 million to make.
You didn't like it, dude?
And I have to pretend that it's like a great work of art when it's not bad. None of them are, well, okay, maybe they are bad now because we can go to the dossier and see how many movies Pixar's made in the last fucking 20 years, because by the way, this is from 2007, folks. But you cannot, if you say anything bad about Pixar, some woman on Twitter will call you soulless.
Whoa.
And some guy on Twitter will like the person calling you soulless.
Yeah. Why do you hate the Pixar? Because they're like formulaic.
It's formulaic, and it's like, I guess it's more about, to me, they're just like decent movies that, if like, for instance, White Fang. Did we just see that? Call of the Wild.
Yes.
With Harrison Ford. It was a pretty stupid, simple, middle-of-the-road movie that people were like, yeah, this is pretty dumb, but kids would like it.
Right.
Just as good as any goddamn Pixar movie I've ever seen.
No.
And then people were like, WALL-E should have won Best Picture. WALL-E was fucking batteries not included, just with like CGI graphics. WALL-E was Short Circuit 2. And honestly, okay, and look, and I'll keep comparing it to
Dude, Wally predicted Trump, dude.
The dumbass singularity.
Yeah.
But, like, I think all of these movies, like the first 30 minutes, you're like, absolutely, this kicks ass. And then like an SNL sketch movie, that's not MacGruber. MacGruber is untouchable.
Whoa.
But like all those, you're like, God damn it, this is 2 hours long. This is 2 hours long. But I know I'm in the minority, except for in our chat. We have some bombs being
Ratatouille
dropped.
too?
Tex Offender dropping Shatatouille.
Oh,
wow.
That's up
Dude.
there.
How many
That's
people
up there
hate
with
Pixar?
Ethan Crome right there.
dude. Listen, I'm all about the reason I love Ratatouille is because one, extended adolescence, just banger. You know
Oh
what I-
yeah.
Like people being like, this is the deepest thing I consume. I'm all about that. I don't think you should broaden your horizons and try to watch art movies. I think you should stay in your comfort zone forever and only watch the deepest thing you could possibly consume.
That
Which
does
is
sound
what
like
I
a
did
recipe
last
for
night,
success. I gotta tell you, that does seem
A recipe
smart.
for success.
Yes.
Very on brand. Dude, there's bits in Ratatouille too, dog. There's bits.
Yeah.
Patton Oswalt was involved. You know he had to be involved with like the punch-up writing
I
process.
got bad news for you. Patton Oswalt is involved in the punch-up writing of like every goddamn shitty movie
Every
you watch.
movie.
Like
Exactly, yeah. That's like his main gig probably. He probably makes more doing that than stand-up.
no doubt.
Absolutely.
But my last thing I'll say about the Pixar movies, I also think like they are like a giant shitty corporation that makes pretty average stuff. I'm gonna go to the Pixar. I'm gonna Wikipedia Pixar right fucking now.
Whoa, okay.
Like, I don't think they make good movies anymore, and they even like they're plagiarists. Even this movie, they like took it away from the original writer director because it was too European, and finished it with Brad fucking Bird because he had just knocked one out of the park. I like Brad fucking Bird, but come
Bird's
on,
great.
But I mean,
He's
let's
so
let's
mad
get
about
let's
Brad
get through
Bird.
it. Well, they
made
took it
Brad
away from the
Bird?
original. They took it away from the original director and writer. That's not
Ghost
fun.
Protocol. He made both Incredibles movies. He's good.
That's a Tom
Oh,
Cruise
yeah,
movie. He makes his own
The
goddamn
Incredibles
movies
are
now.
bangers too.
Oh, they're awesome. Yeah.
All right,
But
I need
isn't
to
it
find-
kind of hilarious that like Ratatouille and like movies like Wall-E are like supposed to be some kind of commentary on like the evil of corporations, and the company putting them out is an evil corporation?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not
Like
down
that
with it.
rocks so hard.
They do that a
they're
lot.
that Shameless with it. That's so funny.
They
All
do
right.
it in the Dumbo remake, the live action Dumbo remake. It is
Right.
straight up a satire of Disney World. Like
Right.
they're like Michael Keaton plays a Walt Disney-esque character. He has a Disney World-esque park.
Right.
And it like burns down in the end. Like it is like specifically like Disney sucks, but it is a Disney movie. It's
That's 'cause
very
That's
weird.
because when you hit Disney hard and you hit like the actual man Walt Disney, you're not hitting what made Disney suck. Disney doesn't suck because Walt Disney made all these children's movies. It sucked because they make everything now and they just cram out vanilla bullshit. Let's go backwards through the Pixar filmography and figure out
Whoa.
when they last made a movie that didn't make you want to fucking die.
Coco.
I mean, yeah, I guess Coco is
That's
it.
the last one.
Was
Yeah,
Up after Ratatouille?
Up was after Ratatouille.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would argue Up is the last, like, after that you get Toy Story 3, which some people like. I think is a really
I like
nice-
Toy Story 3 a
Toy
lot.
Story
Yeah.
3.
Cars
I watched it
2,
with the fellas. It
Brave.
was
No.
emotional.
Cars
No
2, Brave. And by the way, this is every goddamn
Brave
year they
sucks.
pump out another movie. So it's just like Woody Allen.
Usually
You can't
2
make good
per
movies
year,
anymore.
yeah.
Cars
Yeah.
2, Brave, Monsters University, Inside
yeah.
Out, The Good Dinosaur,
I like Inside
Finding
Out.
Dory.
Finding Dory. kinda
Ellen's
sucks.
canceled, y'all. You can't like that.
Wow.
Why is Finding Dory canceled? Is it problematic?
Isn't that Ellen DeGeneres doing that
Just
voice?
Ellen, yeah.
Oh, Ellen got canceled? That's right. Yeah,
Cars 3, they're so damn bad now, they don't even get Randy Newman to do the music anymore. They get fucking Thomas Newman.
yeah. No way. Did they kick out Randy Newman?
I think Randy came back to do Cars fucking 3. There is nothing sacred.
He didn't do Cars 3.
Yes,
no
he did.
chance.
I'm fucking
Really?
looking at it. Yes.
See, this is my point, dude. This is why it's so great. This is why it is the greatest art, is because Randy Newman, arguably one of the greatest American songwriters.
Yes,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Even one of the greatest satire guys in music,
Yeah.
and he still does Cars fucking 3, dude. Nothing is sacred.
got you there.
It's all bullshit.
And they're keeping the Trans-Ams down.
Life is a highway.
Look at that rat. He making the soup. I mean, although let's get okay. I'll save it. But the music in this movie is fucking trash. It's not Randy Newman. It's my least favorite film composer. It's the guy who does the Lost thing.
Right?
Yeah. Giacchino. I don't know how to say it. But let's let I can't take this over. Let's get back into the positive lane. Sean.
Yes.
It's your time to shine. Your heroes of the picture.
Okay, I got a lot, but I'll just do my one, and then eventually the others will be discussions. One, I love that they have different gustos for their frozen foods. And then at some point, Remy is, as he is throughout the movie, hallucinating. And all the different varieties of gustos start talking to him. And there's like a Colonel Sanders who goes like, I say, you gotta love my finger-licking chicken. And I like that part a whole lot. It's probably a dumb part to like, but I liked it a whole lot. And there's like a country fried one.
So it's safe to say you're into the whole like Robin Williams Aladdin, post-Robin Williams Aladdin style humor that now dominate. Because that seems a little bit like one of those jokes there, Shawnee boy.
No, it's just a bunch of people doing accents. Accents are funny.
What the fuck is my like newborn child gonna think when Aladdin is just a bunch of like Al Pacino? Is that why they're remaking Aladdin? Because it's all dated Robin Williams jokes.
Kind of. Also, there weren't enough like really really hot people in the cartoon because it's a cartoon, and the people in the remake are just hot as fuck.
I would interject and say some of the cartoons are hot too.
Yeah,
okay, that's
Jasmine's
true.
pretty hot, pal.
Jasmine, have you seen the live action Jasmine? Holy fuck!
No, Sean, because I made you see that alone without me.
Fucking insane. It's like one of the sexiest movies ever, but it's just only because she's wearing all clothes. She's wearing like a turtleneck, and you're just so horny.
That's because Guy Ritchie.
It's crazy.
Guy Ritchie don't play, man.
He's a horny old man.
Chance, what is it about the turtleneck that is so hot?
The turtleneck to me,
friction? Like what?
Like as a fat fuck, the turtleneck is like the most. It's like the ultimate achievement. If I could wear a turtleneck, or be with a woman who could wear a turtleneck, that'd be
Steve McQueen.
Like if I wear a turtleneck, it turns me into a Gungan from one of the Star Wars prequels, like Brian Blessed. Like my face expands. It's like one of the guys from Big Trouble in Little China. It just starts growing.
Oh no!
Chad Ryden does point out that turtlenecks do look like uncircumcised shirts.
Okay.
Uncircumcised shirts.
You have that written on like a whiteboard behind the screen.
Nothing but net.
Turtlenecks. I hope we get to turtlenecks.
Chance, what was your hero of the picture? What was your favorite thing about Ratatouille?
My favorite thing about Ratatouille. Hold on, I got a bunch of notes.
Hit us. You can have as many as you want.
Yeah, I got really high last night and watched it, and I was like, I'm gonna have like a wholesome, heartwarming night watching Ratatouille.
I believe you texted me.
Yeah, I was like, are you watching it? I'm watching it.
This is a banger.
Dude, it was so great. Also, dude, okay, so there's a rat problem at my home. Go figure, right? And then so like throughout the movie, I was smoking weed and there was a mouse in my house that kept running around. So I was like chasing a rat through my house while I was watching Ratatouille. It was it was like, it ended up being a whole fucking thing. I really enjoyed it. My favorite.
That's some good fucking weed, dude.
Dude, I got too high and I started like doing the thing where I was like ironically trying to draw out like the real weird like the children's programming aspects of the film.
Right.
And thinking about it from like a conspiracy standpoint, because I was like, the whole idea is this rat like wants to follow his dream and abandon his family, and then starts to, and he's a snob, so he's like judging his like family and being like, no, I'm an individual. It just made me think of like how many movies did I watch where I'm like being programmed to be like, oh, I should follow my dream instead of like helping my family. That's how you reach true enlightenment. You know what I mean? And I was so high that I was like watching when he's down in the tube at the beginning, dude, and there's like a left or a right. He's going left.
Red pill, baby.
Fucking road.
He's going into the left tube, like the left part of his brain, and then there's like terrible.
The commode trail less traveled.
So that was. I also liked. I also like that he gets the guy to kiss the girl on the motorcycle to like keep her from like leaving or freaking out at one point.
Let's not move past that. The girl is Janine fucking Garofalo doing a French accent for 2 fucking hours.
Yes. I enjoyed the girl. I enjoyed the girl character.
She's the only girl character in the whole goddamn movie, I might point out.
Exactly. She's a fucking girl boss, dude.
Yeah.
She's like, do you know how hard I had to work to be in this kitchen? And I get paid 15% less than every man who works in this kitchen.
She was a girl boss, though. In the words of Gary Parrish, Gary Fletcher, who is in the chat right now, the inimitable Shark Vader 6969. That girl character, she was that bitch. She was Lizzo.
She goes off, dude.
She was Lizzo.
But I do like that it is like that thing where like the rat gets him to the guy's still asleep or whatever.
Right.
Did you watch the part where he's like he's still asleep and then like he comes in hungover to work the next day and he's still asleep and the rat is controlling him and he can't talk. So then he just kisses Janine Garofalo without her consent.
That's right. I was about to say this is a little problematic.
Yeah, and then it leans in and like the tone is like, "Yep, that's it. You can get fucked up, roll into work."
Boys,
if some girl starts like questioning your skills or ability, just kiss her right on the lips and she'll fall in love with you and start an empire with you.
If we could get Janine Garofalo on the program, I think we could probably cancel the makers of Ratatouille.
Wow, maybe.
I think we could do it.
This is how you find love, though, Bird. You can't talk shit about this part of the movie because this is your method of finding love.
That is true.
I do also. Oh no, go ahead.
No. Guests.
Oh, dude. Okay, so I really do like the part. I think it's like a good perspective for kids. Like when the critic's heart is lightened. That's kind of like you, John. I think you could take a lesson.
Yes.
From this movie. When the critic eats the ratatouille and he sees his childhood self and he's like, oh, all of my negative projections are a result of my fucked up childhood and being like a poor kid, and that's why I need to like put all my shit on everybody. He realizes that, dude. He looks past the fact that there's like diseased rodents in the kitchen. He his heart is lightened. It's like a real Grinch. Oh my God, it's the Grinch. Fuck, it's the Grinch.
Dude, every one of these movies is the fucking Grinch.
It's just the Grinch.
I am like a slightly more liver healthy, much fatter Peter O'Toole. So I did identify with the villain of the piece, and we'll let you guys do some more things you like, but I'll go ahead and get my hero of the picture out of the way, which is
Not one thing. Oh boy, he's doing a bit, guys. If you're listening on the podcast, there's just total silence, so you don't know what's happening.
Which is it's perfect broadcasting.
I got it.
Oh, okay,
I got it. And Chance hit the nail on the head. It does have a bit of a anti-Apatow message. I don't know if you've noticed, every goddamn Judd Apatow movie ends with like, do not follow your fucking dreams. You get married, you have a kid, you get a fucking square job now. And this movie's like, no, you can have it both ways. You can have it both ways. So I'd say the overall message, and I think the overall message of most Pixar movies is fine. I feel like I can watch an episode of goddamn Ed, and Eddie and get it out of the way in 30 fucking minutes and don't need to pretend that WALL-E is any better than Short Circuit. And thesis statement, the end. Sean, what else did you like about the picture?
Oh, Chance, lay it on me. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, no part of you, when you're watching, you don't have that party that's just like, I'm going to turn off and I'm going to watch a Pixar movie and I'm just going to appreciate that it's just some childish like bullshit, and it just makes me feel good.
Absolutely,
and
I would do that, but I would watch like a 30-minute cartoon episode of something that I like, because
it's the length.
It's the length, and it's like the
width.
It's the length, and it's also the having to pretend like they're great movies when they're just fucking silly little shits. They're the little books you read to a child. And then the rat he controlled him like a marionette, but at the end the rat opened the restaurant, and I was fuck all that.
You don't go like, oh, that's cute. You'd like
I
no
love
part of
shit, and it's not like I'm just a nasty old curmudgeonly bastard. I like
Mm.
Amelie. Amelie is like gratingly, cloyingly sweet as it can
how do
be.
you like
but
that?
I'm like, oh yeah,
Amelie.
Amelie. You know,
Oh, yeah, dude.
that's filmmaking. God damn it!
Americans love Amelie.
This is like a 3D ride at Dave and Buster's. I don't need to fucking.
Yeah, they're 6-year-olds, not girls with blue hair and Sailor Jerry tattoos. Watch fucking Amelie.
They just need to put a really hot girl in every Pixar movie.
That'd be
There it
smart.
is. But no, we get Janine Garofalo. What the fuck?
I do also like that it's like the rat should feel bad for stealing food
Oh,
from the restaurant. Like
exactly.
the poor family. Yeah. Like that's bad to steal.
This is somewhere in the middle of good and bad. Probably not my least favorite, but every time that Gusto? Is that his? No, Gusto. Every time Brad Garrett was like, "Oh no, you do not steal. Don't ever steal." I expected him to also go, "And also, Blue Lives Matter. Don't forget that the police are. We need them to protect us from the evil people."
They don't want any. They don't want any of that good trouble, Sean. They don't want any of that good trouble.
No, they
You
don't
cannot
want it.
loot the target. That is a public property.
It's
I
a
can't do it. I
very
started
important place.
I started going Borat at the end.
My wife.
Yeah. All roads for any accent lead to like Wario and Waluigi on this podcast.
Oh, I
you're
wish.
fine.
Oh, did I always jump into the Waluigi. Well, it's so close to Borat. My wife. It's just right. It's a stone's throw away from that.
I would play Mario Golf with Borat as a character I could unlock.
Oh, yes. May I ask a question of the people in the chat? Do you mind, John?
The ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Ladies and gentlemen, jury, while we're talking, have it on your mind. What is the best movie rat? Just be thinking about it and let us know what the best movie rat is. We'll check in with you later, and you can tell us what the best movie rat is. But I think we should talk. I mean, I guess John has talked about all the things that he hated about it, but we have to talk about it too. What are the low mans of this picture? What is your least favorite part of this movie, Chance?
My least favorite part is like I think this like the Brad Garrett's original sous chef. Like he should have inherited the restaurant. Like he did all the work. He is well within his right as the guy who put in all that work to like completely pimp it out, make it a corporate like hot pocket hellhole. Like I think I feel like they wrongly like eminent domained his shit. And
I think that was Ian Holm.
the restaurant to some fuck up kid in a rat, dude.
Nepotistic.
I didn't sit right with me.
Ooh, yeah, Trump Jr.
It's a good old boy system, and
That's
I don't
right.
fuck. We're from Chattanooga. We know all about that shit. Dude. That's the night that the lights went out in Georgia.
Crystal Burger, man. Crystal Burger money, man. Sean, I hate to even make you say anything bad about your makers and your masters Pixar, but what did you not like about Ratatouille?
I'm making that big Pixar money. That's why that's why I enjoy their movies a little bit. Is because they're paying.
You're peeing on.
Yes, that's me. Okay. I will say, as far as Pixar movies go, this is kind of mid to low for me, but Patton is really the main thing I dislike about it, and I'm probably not allowed to say that.
No,
but I think
he got remarried. He got remarried. The last episode of that TV series about his wife is so bad that I'm against him again. So go ahead.
Oh, really?
It's a really good show, and then it falls apart at the end.
Oh no! What
she
happened?
fucking died and didn't get to solve it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's sad.
Sometimes. Yeah. But
she was a crime. Wait, did she have a show? I thought she was a crime novelist.
She was like a true crime blogger turned true crime investigator, but she died before she got to the end of her book. And they just made an HBO TV show about it. But Sean's about to tell us why that widower is not good in this movie.
I just think his delivery is really weird. Like he has a hard job. The voiceover dude is hard. It's hard to do voiceover dude. I don't mind his acting part as much, where he's like, he is a rat talking to other rats, but they're like, well, you might notice that that's me over there coming out of that like that version is like hard for me to deal with. But I think that is almost impossible to sell, but I don't think he sells it.
Sean,
Right.
do you think
Yes.
that maybe, just maybe, Patton Oswalt was so furious about the firing of original director that, like Harrison Ford in the original Blade Runner, he went in and did a purposefully bad rat overdub voiceover.
Whoa.
Oh shit!
I don't know. Maybe.
All the pieces.
A deep fake?
Yeah.
He did like a
Fake Patton Oswalt.
Nathan for You style bit where he would like deep faked an entire like voiceover movie. That could actually be the
I'm
situation.
into it.
Maybe.
I mean, I do agree. Like Patton Oswalt, he's just like, especially at this point in his career, is a non-actor, and wasn't really the guy to carry the flick. Like compare it to like Dave Foley in A Bug's Life,
Right.
like where it's
Or-
like Dave Foley is like perfect in that movie.
Or
And
say
I get
a
it,
Tom
like-
Hanks. I don't know if
I
you've
get
heard
it
of this
Or
guy, Tom
Kevin
Hanks.
James and King of Queens.
Yes.
Boom, there it is. Yeah.
Jerry Stiller in Kings of Queens though,
Oh.
exactly knocks it out of the fucking park.
There is a lot of like King of Queens, like Kevin Bacon game style shenanigans going on in this thing, right?
Whoa.
Got, like the Brad
it's
Garrett,
zeitgeist.
Patton Oswalt.
Yeah. Oh
Observe and
shit.
report.
There you go. It's gonna take a QAnon turn here very shortly.
It does feel like that.
Yeah.
I think like on your my least favorite thing is how like
Hmm.
how this is and like I said, they got rid of the original director and actor because it was too director and writer because he was from Prague and it was too European. But instead, we're like, okay, this is in Paris. Here's how you know there's the fucking Eiffel Tower, and here's a baguette, and here's a couple people, Janine Garofalo of all people, and Ian Holm
Yeah.
doing shitty French accents, and then Brad Garrett doing, I think, an Italian accent as a French accent.
Right.
Like it was just kind of like this Americanized white bread version of French culture, and
Exactly.
it just
Exactly.
usually they like are really great with the casting of the like Toy Story. Obviously, all the actors are perfect for what they're doing, and
Heavy
in
hitters.
this one, it just feels like many rungs below that. So I guess I'm piggy ratting onto your low main there.
No, that's fine. I want you to do that.
But,
Yeah, I did feel like Patton Oswalt was like unbelievable, which is weird to say about a movie about an computer generated rat. Like I'm not buying this
Didn't buy it.
character.
Didn't buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. It was uninspired. It was an uninspired performance at times, and it's like I would understand if you had done it after your wife died, but like,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
yeah,
is
you
before.
can dude, phone it in, sandbag it. Like,
Yes.
it took his wife dying to have like an impassioned performance out of that.
Maybe so.
Like,
I
that's the
think-
level.
Also, the problem I have with Patton, but maybe the good thing about it is that I guess Patton just doesn't talk that much. Like, he doesn't have to do the voiceover very much.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
so luckily that is not a big part of it. But
Right.
I guess maybe the main problem I have with it is that it's just like, it doesn't excite me. I'm not like, like some of those movies. I mean, like fucking Coco. I was like, I love this. There's so many beautiful
Yeah.
things, and the music's so fun, and like, this is great. I love this.
This
I love
movie,
this.
this movie also took a hit for me in that I didn't see it in theaters, so I didn't get like because Pixar movies have all the roller coaster ride parts that are really cool, and you
Yes.
don't get that watching it, not in a theater. So it was just like it was kind of like it's a painful way to watch Ratatouille. Your first
It's not
time,
the best way to watch it.
and I watched half of it on an iPad too, so it's just like
Oh
damn.
no!
Dude, I did in a lot of ways like really get off on the idea of you having to watch it.
I've been bitching about it for fucking weeks to Sean.
I was at the Pope today talking to Seth about it, and he's like, "I know he's hating it right now."
Yeah.
John hates Pixar movies, dude.
Yeah, Seth's gotten the horrible like spiel I won't give on here. I think it involves me saying something about cultural nihilism and God knows what.
Wow.
But
Me?
no,
Cultural
no.
nihilism?
Pixar. No man with Cat Williams in his background is a nihilist.
Dude,
or
not
cultured.
okay. No, dude. Okay, Cat Williams is like one of the greatest stand-ups, like for sure of my generation.
No
the
doubt.
dude
Yeah.
was performing at a level like Nobody can touch that. He was incredible.
Cat Williams' performance in Atlanta is the greatest TV performance since Brent Spiner on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Wait, what happens?
You got to see Cat
really
Williams
weird.
in Atlanta to believe
only
it.
you could pull those two people into the same Venn diagram.
Look.
Like no one else would ever consider that.
It's all about the hair and the forehead, man.
It is,
There's
dude.
a lot of
My
emotion in
favorite
there.
show was the Eric Andre season where he did his hair like Cat Williams throughout the entire. It was so good.
Did Eric
Dude, the best
Andre
one-
disappear into a meme? I don't ever hear from him anymore, but I see a meme of him like every 6 days.
Yeah, he just put a new special out. I
Okay.
think on Netflix, like a quarantine special. But
weird.
I watch so little stand up now. I feel like I don't.
That's when you'll know
Stand-ups.
like Sean and I are about to quit food court when we're just watching fucking Netflix stand-up specials.
Darker.
We're all out of
So many.
we're all out of movies to watch, and we're watching like Brendan
There's always
Schaub
more movies.
MMA stand-up specials.
Ooh, I would watch that. I wonder, how would we even talk about that? Like, what is there to talk about in a stand-up special other than the jokes? Like, there is no craft to most of them.
There is. I've heard like there's some like Bill Burr's last special. There was something about like holding like extended shots during a rant, and like there's like minute things.
Sure.
But more than anything, I feel like it's just kind of point, shoot, tell the jokes, look,
Right.
Yeah.
cut to a crowd member laughing, and then
Yeah.
whatever.
My favorite one I've seen in a really long time was there's like a Harry Anderson one where in between bits that he does like cons on other, like they cut to pre-tape things where he's conning people, and it's
Whoa.
kind of fun to do. But you're right, like a lot of times people be like, man, you're not gonna believe the badass level of this stand-up special. It is in fucking black and white, dude.
Yes.
It's
Well,
the-
that Burr special in black and white is amazing, but it's only because he's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like...
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the shooting or any. It's not his best special either. I don't think. But I like the. I think Roadwork is the best one, man. Roadwork is my favorite.
Is that David
Roadwork's
Tell?
good.
Yeah, David Tell. Where you just giving people. It should all be like that. Like if it should all be like really like whatever gonzo like club comedy shit where he's just handing the camcorder to somebody and they like tape him and they cut that footage in and it's like
Down and dirty.
that's the only stuff that like hold my attention, because if it's just in a like a theater or something, you're immediately, it feels so like big and produced, and you just
Right.
you know what
Yeah.
you're kind of in for. And I don't know, it's just hard to like anything you watch too much of, it's just hard to fucking like pique your interest.
Oh, yeah.
Now I can watch I like watching like Bruce has a great special. Aaron Weber showed me. It's not even a special. It's just I don't even know like what they're taping. Like I feel like they would just be taping and stuff would come out and it wouldn't be part of a special. It'd just be some like special night at Comedy Central or fucking HBO or something.
Oh.
There's one where like people are walking in late to his show and he's roasting people as they're walking into a fucking theater.
Wow.
And just roasting them, and it's part of like the show, just like having these plants and bringing them in and roasting them, and it's
Oh, wow.
stuff like that's cool. But
Ladies
know.
and gentlemen
Beyond
of the
that,
jury, I present to
Uh-oh.
you Exhibit A of why Pixar movies fucking suck. We have just
Bring it.
spent
Whoa.
the last 10 or so minutes talking about anything but this movie because they're so
Wow.
goddamn hollow and bankrupt. I do want to get to our ladies and gentlemen of
John.
the jury because they threw out
Ooh.
a few good rats.
Oh, yeah. Lay some rats on me.
The best rat, Chad Ryden says, the best rat is Nicodemus from Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim, also known as The Secret of Nim.
the secret of them.
Then we have a Tex Offender says Chuck E. Cheese. I haven't
Okay.
seen that picture, but I'm
he a
I'm
mouse?
behind it. I'm not. I fucking don't know. Shark
he's a
Vader
mouse.
6969, the immortal Gary Fletcher says, I vote Renee Zellweger.
Whoa, a hot
And
take
then,
from Gary.
and then last but not least, and I think this might be the winner, is Tex Offender with hit you over the head symbolism rat from The Departed.
Yes.
Oh,
That's a great
shit.
rat.
I don't know if
May
that's a
I
good rat.
add, I told you that no one would be cute enough to think of this. Fredo. Fredo is the great movie rat. I mean, he rats out his brother. That's a great rat.
That's a good rat.
Thank
And
Whomever-
he died on a boat.
Oh,
Shit.
he died on a
Good
boat.
rat move.
And the actor himself died almost immediately after Godfather 2, right?
What a
was
resume for John Cazale, though. Did like 4 movies, unstoppable,
out.
fucking
Got
awesome
the fuck
movies.
out.
What
Yeah,
about
what
Big
is he
Casey
in?
from The
He's
Sopranos?
in-
That's a good rat.
He's in Godfather. He's in Conversation. He's in Godfather 2, and he's in Dog Day Afternoon, right?
Is he in Deer Hunter? No.
Oh, he is in Deer
He
Hunter.
is in Deer Hunter?
Yes.
Oh, God, 5 killer movies.
Is he the boyfriend in Dog Day Afternoon?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's a hot one.
It's a big league performer right there. Went out on
Wait.
top. He never had to, he never had to go full Jerry Orbach and do a fucking weird French accent while playing a anapolymorphic bullshit character in a Pixar movie.
He never had to pull a Randy Newman and cover a Rascal Flatts song for Cars 5.
Chad Ryan points out that Chelsea Peretti has cutaways to random dogs sitting in the audience in her
Dude, I
stand-up
almost
specials.
said that one. I almost said that one. That one rocks. And she's like on like a Kill Bill motorcycle at the beginning.
Right.
Anybody who does stand up where they just like shit on the entire idea of doing it, it is this like nihilism shit, I guess. Whatever.
I can get into it. That
Black Hill.
performative nihilism is a little bit different than making me stew in an episode of fucking Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood for
Wow.
175 minutes.
Okay, I have a few other things that I want to say about Ratatouille. Okay,
Oh, please, yeah.
One, all the rats are American. It's weird that all the rats are American.
There is weird cultural shit yet with like the Disneyfication stuff. Let's definitely touch on that.
That's kind of weird. I mean, it's fine, but I guess I don't know why they are all American. Is one thing I'm wondering. Is it just because they didn't want to do the accent, or is it?
Do you think it's like when George Lucas made like the trade empire race of aliens like stereotypical Chinese people?
Oh,
yeah.
And then like the Gungans are goddamn Jamaicans, like the really stupid Gungans are just Jamaicans.
Yeah, man.
I think it's as simple as like when people are like, it's so dumb, like how, oh well, like the art shit is French, but like the rats where you're from is American, and they just cast that way subconsciously. They're just like, oh yeah, well the art shit is French.
And by art shit, they mean a couple shots of the Eiffel Tower and accordion music.
And Janine Garofalo, and then like the people in the kitchen. Also, the only like swarthy person in the film is like the bad guy who's trying to ruin the company.
Played by a white guy, Ian Holm.
Yes,
played by a white guy. Exactly.
It's the first time I've ever not been like, I always love Ian Holm and everything, and in this I'm like,
Ian Holm rules.
I'm like, this is pretty bad.
I didn't know it was Ian Holm, so maybe that's helpful.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if they're like making those choices consciously, like if they're in the editing bay being like, make it a little darker, or if they're like, or if they just arrive at that because they're like subconsciously racist or whatever. I don't know.
Ian Holm, play this as Algerian French, okay?
Yes. Yes.
Got it.
Okay.
Go ahead, Sean.
This is another thing. Okay, so Remy gets taken by his father. I don't remember. Oh, his father's name is Django. Weird. Brian Dennehy plays his dad and brings him, and so Dennehy's like, hey son, I need to teach you how life really is, and he takes him to a rat killing store, which whatever, it's weird, but there's a rat killing store, and there's just hundreds of dead rats in the window, which I think is fine for the movie and is like really kind of a horrifying image, and I like that part of it. But I also thought about the smell inside of that room. Like you open the door, you're like, I'm gonna kill some rats, and like you open the door to the smell of like 35 dead rats just like floating into your nose, and you're like, maybe I'll just leave the rats here. This sucks.
Also, like that, at no point in history were rat traps ever advertised that way.
Right.
Yeah. No, just hundreds of dead rats hanging from a window. Probably not. I don't think.
Yeah.
It's a little much. Okay, wait. What else? Oh, these are my final two things. One, why do you cancel the burritos? He said that they're selling millions of burritos. Even if you don't want the money for yourself, spread it around, give it to a charity or something, do something with the money. Why would you cancel the burritos, the frozen burritos? I don't understand the concept of not having millions.
When you think French food, you think the Eiffel Tower. You think a few baguettes and a few shots. You do not think burritos. This movie is about French culture.
You're right.
It
You're
is
right.
about
Inhabited by
friendship. It doesn't-
American rats.
Exactly. It's a direct reflection of like this is where we're really at is Ratatouille. You know, like this is as complex as we want it to be. And I think that's
Yeah.
fine. I think that's good. I think we should just stay right here
And
and not go any deeper.
And it totally is fine. And I think that I understand why children like these movies so much.
Wow.
Dude, I think for a kid, it's as much as they need to consume of just being like, yeah, just follow your dream and be good and don't become like overcritical and do what, you know,
Don't
whatever.
be like
I don't know.
me, kids.
Whatever you're interested in, try to do it. Try to find some joy because you'll eventually be crushed by the work. I do like that. I've never seen like a kids movie where they're like, they humanize like a workforce job, like working in a kitchen where that has like some like air of nobility of like being like a sous chef. You know what I mean? Like I never thought that growing up. It's like our like
I think there was a lot of room to do some fun things, like with what you're saying, and like I think that you do get like little pieces of restaurant culture, and like you know the guy sweeping up the floor is just as important as the next guy, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
I think they could have had fun. Like there should have been like Julia Child sounding characters and like fucking Anthony Bourdain type characters. I mean, there was a lot of like.
Right.
Usually, I feel like Pixar movies and kids movies put more jokes and put more culture into their films for the parents. But in this one, it was just very. I thought this movie was gonna be like way more, especially like because I figure they get Patton Oswalt because he's like a well-known foodie and has like all those famous bits about being a foodie. So I thought we were gonna get like a kind of a foodie flick, and that would be kind of fun. Like Coco, what makes Coco like not as reprehensible as most Pixar movies to me is like you get like a massive dose of culture.
Yes.
And we had a chance here to do that with not only French culture, but with like restaurant culture, workforce culture, whatever you want. And I don't think you got it. I think you got a bunch of Dennehy rats running around.
I mean, that's an interesting thing is like it's even flat note for Pixar, but that's how I guess flat note my childhood was, where I watched that and I was like, yeah, they're really making an effort on this one. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I know we talked about like the black pill nihilism stuff, but like, and that frustrates me too. And I know I totally look like that right now, but I'm also like hyper sincerist, like nostalgia, some shit. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I really did feel like this was like, this is an attempt, you know, for Pixar. Like this is an attempt at being like, show your kids some culture. And from my background, it's like that's a lot. You know what I mean? Like the movie I got growing up was like Charlotte's Web. Another great rap, by the way. Templeton.
Oh yes.
The mean gay friend. Always undermined. Like Templeton was a great character. But yeah, but I felt like it's fucking something. You know what I mean? It's almost like the reason I like it is because it's the opposite of like this cultural nihilism where it's like it's fucking not Cars. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Most kids get Cars.
Right.
And that's it. You know what I mean?
It's definitely not as bad as Cars.
I haven't seen
like,
Cars, but
I think it's mid tier.
Right.
Cars sucks.
Cars is
Cars-
nothing. Cars, there's
Cars is
nothing
bad.
even in it. You know what I mean?
This is kind of mid for me. Like the Toy Story ones are like my favorites for the most part. But I think those are also doing a thing that this doesn't, where it's like it gets just super fucking dark.
And that's what
like
kids movies need to be dark. They need to be
Yes.
some darkness and some scariness to them to work. To me,
Yeah, I mean, the Toy Story movies are like, especially the third one, it's like, we're going to die in a fire. We're all going to die in a fire together. It's like, whoa, this is some heavy shit for kids.
Right.
It's
I
like,
know.
we're holding hands and we're going to die in a fire. And this will be our end.
But that's
We'll be-
good, dude. Because like that will happen to you. You know, like that is you are gonna die. But that's why I hate all this like childhood ruined culture.
Oh yeah.
But no, the point was that like you could consume some fucking dark shit when you're a kid. It didn't fuck you up. It gave you any kind of personality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
I watched The Rocketeer today, and because of Disney Plus, and I was surprised watching it. Was like, oh, there's people dying in this,
broken in half,
and there's people saying hell and damn, and I was like, this is essentially a kids movie. I mean, it's maybe a PG movie or something, but it is essentially a kids movie. Yeah,
it's a kids movie for sure.
But there's murders in it. Like there's tons of murders in it. I was like, oh, why was I allowed to watch this when, I don't know, as a child now allowed to watch these murders?
Scarier movie scene, Sean. Head spinning around in The Exorcist or the insect tunnel in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Wonka definitely, but the head spinning is probably the least scary part of The Exorcist, right?
Well, I'm just trying to make the
spinal tap
point. Oh,
the spinal tap is fucked.
Do you know the
Brutal.
spinal tap? The guy who helps give the spinal tap in that scene is the actual serial killer that is in the Billy Friedkin movie Cruising. Not
What?
the actor, the actual serial killer.
What?
That's him.
Wasn't he also a real spinal tech?
Yeah.
Like
That's him really
weird.
doing the spinal tap.
Fucking weird.
Sorry to bore the entire world with that.
No.
That was
Everybody loves a good story about a serial killer and The Exorcist, I think, right? Okay, one final thing I have to say. Is this the last thing? Yes. Okay, this is the last thing on my list. Master Blaster. That's the last thing on the list. It's the rat and the guy. It's Master Blaster. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but I think it's Master Blaster. That's just my opinion.
Not
the
bad.
end. Thank you.
Chance, thanks for outing me as a feckless, soulless, black-hearted curmudgeon at last on the podcast.
My last note is truly magical movie.
I think it's fun.
I really do. I can't make it clear enough that I did initially, when you asked me, I was very baked. And I did initially pick Ratatouille because of cultural nihilism and because I was like, everything in my life has to be a bit and there can be no joy or sincerity.
Sure.
That was initially why I said it. And then afterwards I was like, man, I should have picked a sincere movie. Like, I like movies, probably not as much as you guys, but I'm like, I get whatever. So I was like, man, I should have picked something serious and like really done it. And then I sat down and I watched it and I was like, man, this is a fucking good time. Like, it's
fun.
good to
And I
turn
quote,
my dumb brain off.
Ratatouille.
And then I really did enjoy the shit out of it.
Ratatouille
I was having
is a banger, said Chance Willie.
it's a banger, dude. Still,
I too had a good time. Yeah.
It's a good fucking time,
Like going to the goddamn dentist. Chance, before we go, tell them where they can find you online and tell them what you've been into these days.
Basically, I've been making these dumb videos on Instagram. So if you could go follow me on Instagram at Chance Willie and then at Chance Willie on Twitter. I don't have a website because I'm a fucking idiot. So just follow me on Instagram and Twitter.
Nobody goes to websites. I don't believe that people
websites
really
are like
go to websites.
Business cards now. Just link them to your goddamn Patreon page or your GoFundMe.
Right to the Patreon, dude. Yeah, just follow me on Instagram or don't, or just fucking whatever,
Sean, tell them what we've got cooking next week.
Oh, next week our guest next week is Jason Sean, writer for the Nashville Scene, lover of movies, and
we're gonna do a real one next week.
Well, this is the thing. He dropped the bomb on us hardcore. Like, yes. Ratatouille, I think is a fun movie and a great time, but Jason Sean fucked us because he picked a movie that is so painfully relevant that it will be almost impossible to talk about without feeling really bad. It's Paul Schrader's Blue Collar from the late 70s, an amazing movie, a rough movie. It's gonna be a fucking rough time. We're gonna feel so sad talking about it.
Chance, it's Harvey Keitel and Richard Pryor working the production lines, baby.
Holy shit!
And Yaphet Kotto, man. Kotos. Oh, it's so
just
good.
Fucking grim, dude. Can I come on and do like a sincere grim one too? I want to do that.
Absolutely.
For like a Cronenberg.
Yeah, down on it.
Cool.
You can't do all like twisted incel movies like Sean and I would want to do.
No. Sometimes you have to have fun.
Dude, let's just do all Joker movies. Let's review every Joker. Every Joker from every Batman, like in Batman adjacent film.
Ooh. Let's do a Joker episode. I would do that. Sounds depressing, but I'll do it anyway.
I didn't see the Joker.
You didn't miss anything, man. It's just like a very dull affair. Like there's just nothing to it, man. I don't have anything bad or good to say about it. It's just kind of there. That was my.
Dude, I feel how you feel about Pixar about Marvel. Like I can't even ironically nihilistically enter Marvel without getting like, it's bullshit. They're just cranking out bullshit. They're selling it to people and we're eating it. We're eating it like goddamn McDoubles. Like I totally get it. Because that clicks on me with Marvel so hard.
In a similar respect, they're just toy commercials. Like mass-produced toy commercials.
Sure.
Just nothing to it. Like, and I will still watch that. Like I am there. If you see behind me, I have just mountains of fucking nerd shit, comic book shit. I'm the guy that they're gunning for. But I've tapped out. Like I don't want to watch those movies anymore.
I'm not watching Ant-Man, dude.
No, I've never seen an Ant-Man movie, and Ant-Man's like one of my favorite characters.
Guys,
really,
the Ant-Mans are the only fun ones. They're the only fun movies. They're literally the only fun ones.
What a strange twist that you have the most positive take on this podcast. You know,
I've beaten him down. He's like
I'm a really positive guy.
You kind of are a positive guy.
You wouldn't think I would be, but
you talk about dark shit, but you're so upbeat. That's like the brilliant thing about your comedy is you'll say like the most fundamentally dark. My favorite bit of yours is when you're like the pros and cons of being alone.
Oh yeah,
I am alone, and there is no tenderness in my life. But you say it was just like an up inflection. It's like kind of cute, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
I've always said
that capable of sincerity. You know?
Sean is the Ted Bundy of film podcasting.
Wow, you're so sweet to say that. Oh, by the way, if you're listening to us, you probably already know this, but you can follow us at Food Court Cast on Twitter. We are Food Court Movie Podcast on Instagram. If you're listening on iTunes or any kind of podcast shit, give us a fucking review. For fuck's sake, we love reviews. Oh, we love them. And give us 5 stars. I don't know what you do on Twitch. If you're watching on Twitch, just type stuff. Just start typing and never stop. Is there anything else we have to say? John?
Twitch.tv/Food Court Movie Podcast. If you're listening on there, come check it out. We got folks like Tex Offender pointing out, Pixar, they're toy commercials too. Marvel and Pixar, and I think they're all under one umbrella now anyways. Maybe we'll get a crossover. Yes. We can get fucking Ratatouille versus Ant-Man. Let's do it. All aboard. Shared universe.
Ooh.
Shared universe.
Yes.
I would watch Incredibles hang out with Captain America.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Sadly, I would watch that.
Yeah.
Captain America's not played by the king of Knives Out, Chris Evans, anymore, though.
Oh, now.
It's the Falcon, right? Falcon's Captain America?
Oh, yes. He's the Captain America now, yes.
I like that.
What is that guy's name?
Black Captain America. I can get behind
that. It's nice.
Anthony Mackie.
And that's all we have to say about that.
Yeah. I was like, as soon as I said anything, I was trying to figure.
The Food Court Podcast.
We like it.
Backing away.
2 thumbs up.
Just backing away. As we say here in the food court business, bon appetit.